next across the seas and means you have traveled to the continents and islands you now call home, reinforcing the bonds of family and friendship and creating new opportunities for cooperation and growth. It will bring out the love and passion of Jamaicans for their homeland and a showcasing of the vibrant and dynamic spirit of the Jamaican people wherever they may be in the world. In closing, let me reiterate that this is your conference. Its success depends on your presence. Do come along and bring your visions for a better Jamaica, as well as your talents to contribute to transforming Jamaica into a nation, into one of which we can all be even more proud. Thank you.
Greetings to all. My name is Glenford Duffus, Bishop of Ebenezer Holiness Church of God, and a member of the clergy living in Canada. Our island and our heritage and strong values have been instrumental in shaping my ministry and purpose. Now, we stand at a crucial juncture where our collective faith and action can propel Jamaica towards a future of prosperity and unity. The conference is our platform to galvanize spiritual leadership, fostering dialogue and development that resonate with our core values. It's an opportunity to lead by example, to share our experiences, and to contribute to a legacy of faith-driven progress. Plan to attend. It will be a diaspora homecoming to remember. Join us this June.
Ladies and gentlemen, we will now hear from our conference chair, Mr. Courtney Campbell, President and Chief Executive Officer of the VM Group, who will be joining us virtually.
Transform your everyday.
Thank you very much, Deputy High Commissioner Laird Grant, and I must greet Minister of State, Honorable Alonda Terrelonge, and our High Commissioner, is Your Excellency Alexander Williams, and all guests who are there. Please accept the greetings on behalf of the VM Group, as well as our legacy partners. We are looking forward to this 10th biennial Diaspora Conference. You remember that the first Diaspora Conference was held in 2004. This year's conference, June 16 to 19, is a very important one. It will be the first in-person Diaspora Conference since COVID-19. It's the 10th biennial conference and the 20th year since the first conference. We are having the conference in Montego Bay, which is a response to popular demand from the diaspora members. So I'm just sharing with you in my brief remarks a few critical elements of this conference that are falling into place and which we believe will enable us to have a very successful conference. First of all, we have a strong planning team that's well coordinated. It's led by the officials from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade. Our permanent secretary is very keenly involved, but the team is led by Mrs. Ariel Bowen and Mr. Lloyd Wilkes. And we have a very competent project manager, Lisa Ann Ogilvy, who has been leading on this. So that's the first thing. The planning is going well. Secondly, we have had great response from our sponsors, the legacy partners, JN Group, GraceKennedy, and the VM Group have seen it fit to increase our sponsorship this year. So our commitment is there. We have been able to attract new sponsors, including for the first time a major sponsor, platinum sponsor from the diaspora. There's a Jamaican-owned business in Florida, in the US, led by David Mullings. They have come in, Blue Maho Capital, they have come in as a platinum sponsor. We're very excited about that. And then, you know, as I said, we have an attractive venue in the Montego Bay Convention Center in Mobay. The energy is high. We have a marketplace, which is a great opportunity for businesses to display their products and services. We have 50 spots, and of the 50 spots, I'm pleased to tell you that at least 40 have already been booked, and you know, that's just evidence of the fact that the energy in relation to this conference is high. We're getting messages every day from persons who wish to present, wish to share more about their initiatives in the various markets in which they are based. The hotel partners, we have signed up some good hotel partners to offer discounted stays. We have a transport partner in Island Car Rental. They're one of the platinum sponsors. The only thing missing at this point is the registration from conference participants. That's the only thing missing. So we're encouraging all of you from the UK. You heard High Commissioner that we're aiming at a minimum of 200 from the UK, and we're very confident that because you have heard the good news about all the other things that are falling into place, that we will easily surpass that target of 200. I want to say to you that we're particularly enthusiastic about business operators in the diaspora, that we would want you to use this 10th annual conference to be sharing more about how your businesses can benefit the global Jamaican community. We think this is a great opportunity for you to expose your business to the global Jamaican community through this 10th biennial diaspora conference. Thanks very much.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. And as Mr. Chairman did point out, we currently have online registration, which can be done at diasporaconferenceja.eventbrite.com. And there is an early bird special currently on. I think it will go through until the end of April. I now invite Mr. Nathaniel Pete, a representative of the Global Jamaica Diaspora Council here in the United Kingdom. Mr. Pete.
The Honorable Minister Orlando Terrelonge, State Minister of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade. His Excellency Alexander Williams, the High Commissioner of Jamaica, Deputy High Commissioner Mrs. Patrice Laird-Grant, legacy sponsors, partners, dignitaries, Jamaicans. Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. It's with great pride and enthusiasm, in fact, that I address you today. We stand here today on the brink of a dynamic conference. We're bidding farewell of what happened before. I mean, I've been a young person coming up through the ranks as a youth member going to the conference. Now, as a more senior person, we're bidding farewell to that, and we're embracing the possibilities of tomorrow. Let us embark on this journey with tenacity, power, zeal, and unwavering motivation to achieve our dreams. Jamaica, our beloved homeland, fills our hearts with a range of different emotions, from the warmth of its climate to the tantalizing cuisine that we eat, the pulsating reggae beats, from the warmth of the climate to the tantalizing, pulsating influence of the people around the globe. Jamaica is a beacon of strength and resilience. Would you agree? As proud ambassadors of Jamaica, and in the United Kingdom in particular, we carry a legacy of our forefathers who arrived on the shores of Tilbury docks
via the Empire Windrush. It is indeed on their shoulders that we stand. They built the foundation here in the United Kingdom as the younger generation to continue shaping, adopting this country while never forgetting our roots of our homeland, Jamaica. We, like them, are advocates for change and champions for societal progression. Our versatility as a people knows no bounds whatsoever. We have excelled in politics, religion, trade unions, nursing, sport, music, engineering, law, and numerous other fields. We have left an undeniable mark on the world. And we can be proud of the brand name that we've created, which is known as Jamaica. Jamaica. Let us say Jamaica. Jamaica. Come on, let us say Jamaica. Jam done, sweet jam done, for real. Jamaica stands as at the cusp of a new era as we continue to contemplate our future of our nation as a republic. This presents an opportunity for the diaspora to re-engage. Why? Because we need to. This creates an opportunity for the reigniting of our passion for our beautiful island. Let us strive for greatness. Let us build upon the successes that have come before. Let us share our excellence in the world. There is a natural link between Bristol and Jamaica, extending beyond the cultural benefits of economic and investment opportunities. Jamaica has proven to be a front runner in promoting climate and financial resilience in the face of natural disasters. The government recognizes the importance of engaging with the diaspora, hence the minister actually coming straight off a flight, putting this tie on in the car and landing at Brixton Seventh-day Adventist Church and giving a powerful presentation to the members there. It remains as a priority within the Global Diaspora Council to connect the diaspora in collaboration between Jamaicans at home and also abroad. For those of you in education, for those of you in health, for those of you in agriculture, in environment, in arts, in sports, in culture, in citizen security, in development expertise, those in the faith-based communities, those investors in property and real estate, those members of the community and charity spaces, those people in commercial sectors, I'm particularly interested in you coming to Jamaica to share both your knowledge, to collaborate with the networks. Jamaica's economic stability and the reduction of public debt have been a remarkable achievement from 2012 right the way to now. Even in the face of a pandemic, the government's commitments to fiscal responsibility and long-term goals remains steadfast. We aim to further reduce all of these things through diaspora engagement. One pressing issue that we need to engage in is addressing violence, of course. We need to address the issues of health and also the well-being of young people. These are concerns. But as we, as big dreamers we are not going to be overtaken by these obstacles on the road, because if there's no obstacles on the road, it means the road's not going anywhere. Today, amidst all of the challenges that we face, let us remember the words of Bob Marley. Every little thing is gonna be all right. We are a generation that must aim higher. We must write a brand new chapter for the country we call Jamaica. We must create a brighter future for all of Jamaicans. I urge you to seize the opportunities presented at the 10th Biennial Jamaica Diaspora Conference. Let us come together. Let us network. Let us learn. Let us contribute. Let us contribute to the growth and the success of our beloved land we call Jamaica. Together, we have the ability to shape a prosperous future, celebrate our cultural identity, and build bridges that connect us all. Jamaica, our homeland, awaits our collective efforts. Let us march forward with unwavering determination, empowered by the spirit of those who came before us and guided by the vision of a brighter Jamaica. Together, we will and we can make a difference to what is happening in Jamaica's growth. And I'm encouraging, I implore all members of the Jamaican diaspora, whether you are a school teacher down to somebody in college, whether you're an entrepreneur, whether you're working for an organization, I'm encouraging you to come to this diaspora conference so that you have the ability to make a difference. Let us aspire to inspire before we expire. Big up on ourselves. Let us go to Jamaica and let's have a good time. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Lakeisha Marie Ford, Vice President of the Ghana Jamaica Chamber of Commerce and CEO of Ford Communications, a PR agency based in Ghana, the United States, and the Caribbean. As a young professional of Jamaican heritage living in Ghana, for me, the conference isn't just an event. It's an opportunity and a launching pad for us to make connections, to explore professional opportunities, and for us to give service where we can. We can help shape Jamaica's future. I think of it as where heritage meets our potential. This diaspora homecoming is going to be one to remember. Join us.
Turn to our legacy partners. And first up on our program this evening is Ms. Kimberly Lou Lim, Head of Marketing, GraceKennedy Foods, UK.
What an act to follow, Mr. Pete. Very passionate and inspirational, right? So the Honorable Alanda Terrelonge, Minister of State, Minister of Foreign Affairs, His Excellency Sir Alexander Williams, High Commissioner of Jamaica to the United Kingdom, Mrs. Patrice Laird Grant, Deputy High Commissioner, my fellow legacy partners, distinguished guests, and members of the diaspora, greetings. It is a pleasure for me to bring greetings from the GraceKennedy family to the UK launch of the 10th Biennial Diaspora Conference. GraceKennedy has served as a legacy partner since its inception, and we are a proud supporter and delighted to unite once more in this pursuit of collective goals of fostering peace, prosperity, and youth empowerment. This gathering of the remarkable minds and expertise, extraordinary talents of the diaspora is critical to advancing these goals and unlocking the country's greatest potential for the benefit of generations to come. In the words of the great Marcus Mosiah Garvey, there is no force like success. And that is why individuals make all efforts to surround themselves throughout life with the evidence of it. As of the individual, so should it be of the nation. The achievements of the diaspora here in the UK and across the globe have been no doubt phenomenal and among best in class, right? Your individual and collective efforts continue to have profound impact on the lives of Jamaicans at home and abroad. As a company with Jamaican roots and global reach, GraceKennedy is fueled by the strength of the diaspora as we work to bring the best of the Caribbean to the world. Our expansion has been born out of a mission to serve the needs of Jamaicans wherever they reside. We thank you wholeheartedly for your support, supporting us along the journey, whether through making Grace your product of choice, advocating for our foundations, or sending money back home via Western Union remittance service. We can attest to the influence and the breadth of the Jamaican community overseas. We encourage you and continue to encourage you to grow and strengthen that community by harnessing our collective power to build a stronger, more resilient Jamaica. As our fellow legacy partner, Courtney Campbell has mentioned, we need you to join this movement. Sign up, come with us, and have fun, of course. Join us on this milestone staging of the conference, which hopes to maximize collaboration, innovation, and solidarity to make a meaningful difference in the lives of Jamaicans everywhere. We are stronger together, and yes, the best is yet to come. Thank you.
Thank you. We will now hear from the second of our legacy partners, Ms. Paulette Simpson, who is the Deputy Chief Executive Officer of the Jamaica National Bank, UK. Ms. Simpson.
Thank you very much, Deputy High Commissioner. Honorable Orlando Terrelonge, State Minister, Minister of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade, His Excellency Alexander Williams, Jamaican High Commissioner, fellow legacy partners, sponsors, members of the diaspora, fellow Jamaican friends, relatives, I wish you a very, very pleasant evening. It is indeed a great pleasure for me to stand here on behalf of Jamaica National Group and our CEO, the Honorable Earl Jarrett, at this UK satellite launch of the 10th Jamaica Diaspora Conference. This conference is a testament of the enduring bond between Jamaica and its global community, a bond that's vibrant, a bond that's invaluable. And we welcome wholeheartedly this year's theme, United for Jamaicans Transformation, Fostering Peace, Productivity, and Youth Empowerment. Since its inception in 2004, and a lot of us here were party to that, I see you all in the audience, thanks for staying with us. The legacy partners have brought combined knowledge of the businesses globally and the direct ties with Jamaicans to advance the goal of Jamaican diaspora movement. The diaspora plays a significant role in the development of Jamaica through many areas, many areas, including remittances, investment, philanthropic activities, and we at Jamaica National remain committed in keeping the diaspora community engaged by providing avenues for them to remain connected to their homeland. And we've done this for almost 40 years directly in the United Kingdom. An important aspect of this conference is to engage the younger members of the diaspora. We must seek to inspire them to explore their heritage and consider how they too can contribute to Jamaica's growth through discussions, networking opportunities. And the conference has been and remains a space where interests are gathered, where ideas are sparked, and commitments are made to preserve the link between Jamaica and its global community. Additionally, Jamaicans at home have been better able to appreciate the significant contributions made to our country by people of the diaspora, not only through their investment, but for their deep love and commitment to their island home. They've built schools, hospitals, businesses, driving progress and prosperity right across the island. This launch event here in the United Kingdom is a personal invitation from our legacy partners and the government of Jamaica for Jamaicans in the UK to join us. And as somebody has said, the words of the legend Bob Marley, let's get together and feel all right about ourselves, our contribution, and indeed our beautiful island. Let us not forget that this conference is not only about dialogue and discussion, it's also about action, harnessing the collective power of the diaspora to help with tackling the challenges that face our island. From entrepreneurship to innovation, to education, to healthcare, there are numerous areas in which the diaspora has made a difference and will continue to make a difference to Jamaica. Ladies and gentlemen, it is important for us to reflect on the profound impact the diaspora has made on Jamaica's development. Let us be inspired by the countless success stories of Jamaicans in the UK who have overcome diversity, defied expectations, and have achieved much greatness. Let their journeys be a beacon of hope and a reminder of what is possible if we come together for a common purpose and determination. We are really proud of the Jamaicans in the diaspora. Many of them watching and many of you here in the audience tonight have indeed made your mark, not only on British society, but on the Caribbean as a whole. This year also holds a significance for the Jamaica National Group as we mark 150 years of service to Jamaica. Here in the UK, our representative office was established some almost 40 years ago as part of our commitment to Jamaica to enrich lives and build communities no matter where you are. As we celebrate our legacy, we will continue to enhance our processes and implement initiatives that will uplift the experience of Jamaicans at home and in the diaspora. We will keep them connected, we'll keep them engaged, and over generations to come, maintain opportunities for them to participate in Jamaica land we love. As we anticipate yet another dynamic and impactful Jamaica conference in Montego Bay this year, we look forward to you celebrating our diversity and uniting to help transform our nations, not only now, but for many, many generations to come. One love.
Thank you, Ms. Simpson. And now we turn to our third and final legacy partner, the Victoria Mutual Financing Group. Now we welcome Mr. Leighton Smith, Chief Executive Officer, VM Financing Limited and Overseas Offices. Mr. Smith.
Transform your everyday.
Thank you, Madam Chair, Deputy High Commissioner, Mrs. Patrice Laird. It is always difficult to follow lovely ladies, but I will try. Honorable Alanda Terrelonge, Minister of State with responsibility for diaspora affairs in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade. His Excellency Alexander Williams, High Commissioner of Jamaica to the United Kingdom. My fellow legacy partners who went before me, Kimberly Lou Lim and Miss Paulette Simpson. Also acknowledging our platinum sponsor, Miss Elizabeth Fox, Regional Director of the UK Jamaica Tourist Board, acknowledging also who is online, my president, group president and CEO, Mr. Courtney Campbell. So smile and make sure so I can get a raise next year. Mr. Nathaniel Pleat, who is the Global Diaspora Council. I acknowledge also members, staff members of the Jamaican High Commission, friends of Jamaica who are here, my colleagues, and also staff members of VM who are here this evening. Good evening. You know, the VM Group is quite pleased to return as a legacy partner for the 10th Biennial Jamaica Diaspora Conference. And we're confident that this year's staging in Montego Bay will be very fruitful for all of us involved. Why? Because whenever we come together as a people, we are going to consider and design plans and actions that definitely is going to uplift our community. And as Jamaicans, we are powerful people. So can you imagine when our minds come together to work together, as we clearly saw in the discussion that took place right before the launch? We are a people of tremendous talent, skills, and character. And therefore, this conference is going to give us an opportunity to showcase just that when we initiate our efforts to maximize our global potential. As the group president and CEO, Courtney, who is this year's conference chair, shared, he said that great thought has gone into the planning of this year's conference agenda. Why? Because we wanted to ensure that all participants will be served when attending. Something that we realize at the VM Group is that the diaspora needs to be served with unique products and services, but more importantly, the interaction, the engagement must be genuine. And that is what we advocate. Therefore, when you look at the Diaspora Conference, for example, as Courtney shared, the Diaspora Marketplace offers significant value for business owners when it comes to making transformational connections, not only with Jamaicans at home, but Jamaicans globally, when we create our network, when our minds come together to really promote the land we love. We can safely say that our meetup in June will be of significance and an enriching exercise. Why? Because our time together will reap bountiful rewards. The Jamaica Diaspora Conference this year, it is bold, it is ambitious, and it's going to be wide in scope. But it can only happen successfully if we flood the plane and beat the 200 target that has been established for us. So we're going to do that. Yes, we know there are some persons who turn the eye because it is expensive, but we're Jamaicans. One cocoa full basket. And we know for ton we hand make fashion, so we're going to get there. All right? The removal of geographical barriers, even temporarily, helps us to benefit from a collective and borderless discussion, which includes the best and the brightest. And certainly we know that we are simply one Jamaican people, and we're plotting for a better tomorrow. And again, that only comes when we come together and we have a voice at the table. And that is what this conference affords us to do. So thank you to every member of the various organizing and planning committees that's composed of team members from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade, as well as the legacy partners, GraceKennedy, JN Group, and my own team at VM. Welcome also again to our newest sponsor. So you're going to hear the lovely Elizabeth Fox after myself as they, come on as platinum partners. But we look forward to seeing each other in Montego Bay. We know the dates already, June 16th through 19th. And therefore, we want to have rich engagements that will no doubt benefit not only ourselves, but more importantly, Jamaica, land we love.
Thank you, Mr. Smith. And now we will turn to our platinum partners. And I will invite, we have 5 platinum partners, but we will be merciful tonight. You will not be hearing from all 5. You will be hearing from just one who will be speaking on behalf of all 5 platinum partners, and they are Digicel, JTB, National Bakery, Island Car Rental, and Blue Maho Capital. Please welcome Ms. Elizabeth Fox, Regional Director of the UK and Northern Europe Jamaica Tourist Board. Ms. Fox.
Thank you. The lovely Miss Elizabeth Fox, as Mr. Smith kindly said. You'll be visiting Specsavers tomorrow. Protocols already observed. Minister, High Commissioner, distinguished guests. On behalf of Jamaica Tourist Board here in the UK, I'm delighted and proud to announce that we are platinum partners for the 2024 Diaspora Conference, alongside Blue Mountain Capital, Digicel, Island Rent-A-Car, and National Bakery, who are not here this evening. If I may, I speak for all the platinum partners to say how honored we are to join in this conference at the highest level. As you may know, Jamaica had its best year in tourism from the UK in 2022, and we became the #1 visited Caribbean island from the UK. People from these shores pick Jamaica for their holiday over every other Caribbean island. That's something to be proud of. And the diaspora, those of you who go to Jamaica to have a holiday whilst visiting your friends and family, and perhaps to connect back with the warm, vibrant culture, you're a significant part of those visitors. So thank you. We compete in an international environment. We compete against world-class destinations, but we have a lot to offer. We have a variety of international hotel brands. We have a great airport. We have good infrastructure, and we now have daily, yes, daily flights from the UK to Jamaica. The airlines have seen the potential of our beautiful island. The Minister of Tourism, the Honourable Edmund Bartlett, has said the conference comes at a well-needed time when Jamaica is on the verge of increasing its tourism offering to meet the growing demand for the destination. He noted that the tourism industry will benefit from the conference as it will boost diaspora investment to support sustainable development. He said that there has been a great demand for goods and services, but there's been an increasing issue in meeting the supply locally. As a result, we need input from everyone, including the diaspora community, with innovative ways to meet this great demand. This conference will provide vital information that can inspire our people to be part of the solution. As a sponsor of the event, Jamaica Tourist Board will showcase the island's offerings and contribute to the discussions on Jamaica's growth and development through tourism. Attendees will benefit from exposure to the destination, its offerings, and the value of Jamaica's transformation to the industry. The strategic promotional partnership is also feature key message from tourism, will also feature key messages from tourism officials. Post-pandemic, we launched a comeback campaign. Our messaging is themed come back to the vibe, come back to adventurous, come back to harmony, come back to fun, come back to breathtaking, come back to the chill. Whatever you want, come back to it in Jamaica. It seems to be working. People are connecting with the Jamaican culture and want more of it, especially with a dollop of sunshine. This conference is an opportunity for us all to come back and connect. The diaspora movement must strengthen, and this conference must be a conduit to set that tone. We at the Jamaica Tourist Board would like to encourage all diaspora members to attend this very important conference and take a little time, or a little time, to enjoy our tourism offerings of hotels and attractions, tours, restaurants, and on-island events whilst you're there. We hope to welcome you all in June and to a most successful legacy event. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Fox. I take this opportunity to also recognize the contribution and sponsorship of our gold sponsors, Pinnacle Developments, National Housing Trust, our bronze sponsors, Jamaica Money Market Brokers, JMMB, Jamaica Stock Exchange, the Student Loan Bureau, our venue partner, Montego Bay Conference Center, our hotel partners, Iberia Star Hotel and Ocean 10 Hotels. And thanks to the Jamaica Umbrella Group of Churches for their endorsement of the conference. I now welcome to the lectern Ms. Desireen Taylor, who will be introducing our keynote speaker for the evening.
Speaker this evening. Who is this gentleman? The Honorable Orlando Terrelonge, MP, JP. Who is he? Well, let me tell you. He was appointed State Minister in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade on 22nd May 2023 with responsibility for diaspora affairs. A graduate of the University of the West Indies, he attained a degree in law in 1998 and entered the Jamaican bar after graduating from the Norman Manley Law School. In 2008, he was awarded a Chevening Scholarship by the British Council, through which he attained a master's degree from the Warwick University here in the UK. Minister Terrelonge is strongly committed to nation building for a better and more prosperous Jamaica. So much so, this led him into representational politics, where in 2016, he secured a seat in the general elections. Since then, he has been a member of parliament representing the constituency of East St. Catherine. This evening, Minister Orlando Terrelonge will be addressing a wider constituency. You, the Jamaican diaspora in the UK, and by extension, Denmark, Finland, Norway, Sweden, Malta, Cyprus, Lebanon, Jordan, and the UAE, all of which falls under auspices of the Jamaican High Commission here in London. Two fun facts about Minister Terrelonge are that he is a dedicated family man whose hobbies are teaching his sons to swim and catching up on a good Netflix series. Ladies and gentlemen, please lean in and listen attentively as the minister brings home to you why the 10th Biennial Jamaican Diaspora Conference is a historic one, why it is important for you to attend, what promises to be a grand homecoming of Jamaicans from across the globe, and how your involvement can help to transform Jamaica, the land we love, into being the place of choice to live, work, play, raise families, and do business. Minister Terrelonge, the lectern is yours.
Thank you so much, Lady Taylor. Madam Master of Ceremonies, who is also our Deputy High Commissioner. High Commissioner, members of the team here at the Jamaican High Commission here in the United Kingdom, our conference chair and president and CEO of the VM Group, Mr. Courtney Campbell, representatives of our other legacy partners who are in fact present, Jamaica National, Grace, and the VM Group, the team at the headquarters of the ministry in Kingston, Jamaica, members of the Global Jamaica Diaspora Council and the Global Jamaica Diaspora Youth Council, honorary consuls who are online as well from Scotland, Cyprus, Denmark, Finland, Malta, Norway, Sweden, Jordan, and Lebanon, our project manager, and of course, all of you who have taken the time out to be here, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, all. I bring you greetings and warm sunshine from home, our beautiful island of Jamaica. It certainly is with great pleasure that I join you all here, members of the diaspora in the United Kingdom, stakeholders and sponsors at the UK launch of the 10th Biennial Jamaica Diaspora Conference. This conference is significant for the fact that it is in fact a milestone, 10th iteration, and signifies 20 years of strategic diaspora engagement between the government of Jamaica and our extended family abroad. It will also be the first time for me in my capacity as Minister of State in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade with specific responsibility for diaspora matters. And I must say that it has been a pleasure coordinating the team at headquarters in Kingston and also working with our conference chair, Mr. Courtney Campbell, who has done a wonderful job at helping us to secure platinum and gold sponsors for this conference. The conference will take place in Montego Bay, the sunshine city of Montego Bay, just like Portmore, from the 16th to the 19th of June, with a day of service on the 20th of June. The theme, United for Jamaica's Transformation, fostering peace, productivity, and youth empowerment. This year, we will focus on this theme for three primary reasons. One, United for Jamaica's Transformation. Too often, there are some members in the diaspora, and usually it's no more than perhaps 3 or 5 persons in the diaspora who wish to sow seeds of discontent and disunity. As members of the diaspora, as a government, as minister with portfolio responsibility for diaspora engagement, we are going to work together to push back against the negativity of some 3 to 5 persons. We are going to work together to focus on and to celebrate the many achievements of the government of Jamaica. A win for Jamaica is a win for all Jamaicans living at home or in the diaspora. And so we are going to celebrate, notwithstanding the negativity and the propaganda, we are going to celebrate with a spirit of unity focused on transforming Jamaica into a truly developed country. We're also going to be focused on peace and productivity. Again, important. Some of the most important gains in Jamaica is a reduction in the crime rate. 14% reduction year to date as at April 2024. And this is something that must be lauded and shows the commitment of the government to ensuring citizens' security. A peaceful Jamaica is a productive Jamaica. And certainly, when you look at the level of trade and investment taking place in Jamaica, when you look at the number of multinationals who are investing in Jamaica, Jamaicans investing in Jamaica at home, and also members of the diaspora investing in Jamaica, it signifies the level of growth and productivity taking place. As a government, we continue to invest in the human capital of Jamaica. So not only is Jamaica strategically located within the Americas, not only is Jamaica strategically positioned as an English-speaking country, but Jamaica is also making a concerted investment in the human capital, which means we are upskilling our labor force. And it is that upskilling of our labor force that has resulted in a historic low 4% unemployment rate in Jamaica. Again, cause célèbre, reasons to celebrate our continued growth, development, and productivity. And then there is the youth empowerment, a key feature. And when we speak of youth empowerment, it is not only empowering the youth in Jamaica, but also the second, third, and fourth generation of Jamaicans living in the UK, living in Canada, living in the US, living in Latin America, across the Caribbean, Africa, China, the works, because Jamaican youth are across the globe. I was just in Norway, and there are almost 300 Jamaicans living in Norway and doing amazing things at the top of their respective careers. And so when we speak of youth empowerment, it is to ensure that brand Jamaica continues to excel right here in England, that second, third, and fourth generation Jamaicans maintain that level of connectivity with their Jamaican heritage, letting them understand that they too belong. For Jamaica lives in our hearts and Jamaica lives in our minds, and there is a space in Jamaica for all. And so this conference is an invitation to come home to Jamaica where you all belong. Because Jamaica must now be seen not only as destination fun in the sun. Yes, it is the most amazing tourism destination, but Jamaica is now destination trade and investment. And we want the diaspora to come home in June. Speak to us from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Speak to the representatives from JAMPRO. Speak to the representatives from other government ministries, department, agencies, the private sector. Speak to our legacy partners about the funding and the financing to ensure that you too can capitalize on the wonderful growth spurt that is taking place in Jamaica. The Financial Times in the UK stated that in 2012, Jamaica was on the brink of economic destruction. Fast forward 2023, 2024, the Jamaica is growing under the leadership of Andrew Holness. This government has taken Jamaica from the brink of economic destruction to what is now being hailed as the most robust and resilient economy in the Western Hemisphere. And we want you, Jamaicans in the diaspora, to come celebrate with us in June 16th and 19th, and learn about how Jamaica can work for you and your savings. Learn how, oftentimes the diaspora says, boy, I don't want to time them here. They want to hear from me. They want to give back and give back and give back. They want beg your money. No, what we're saying this time is come and find out how we can empower your pockets, how we can empower your bank accounts, how we can empower your future by investing in Jamaica. Whether it's the real estate market, which is booming, whether it is the agricultural industry, orchard crops, which are booming, whether it is infrastructure development, whether it is the improvements in education or health, come home, let us have the discussions together as we foster peace, productivity, and youth empowerment, uniting for complete transformation of Jamaica. Certainly, as I've mentioned, our distinguished chair, Mr. Courtney Campbell, I also wish to acknowledge other legacy partners as well. Senator the Honorable Don Webby, head of the GraceKennedy Group, and of course, Dr. Earl Jarrett, head of the Jamaica National Group. As stated earlier, we are joined by our platinum partners and their gold partners, and we thank them also for their contribution. We've also indicated that we're looking for, at the very minimum, 1,000 persons to attend the conference. And if it's anything to go by, the interest expressed on Saturday when we worshipped with the team, with our Adventist brethren at the Brixton Seventh-day Adventist Church, and on Sunday when we worshipped with our brethren at the New Testament Church of God in Willisden, then I can tell you already we're at record numbers attending from the United Kingdom. To quote Pastor Jackson, let us talk about the good things happening in Jamaica. Let us go to Jamaica and find out how we too can benefit. It is in this spirit that I welcome you to the launch today. And it is also in this spirit that I invite you to come back home to us, to Jamaica, so that we can work together to complete the transformation taking place. The conference this year is one that has been carefully crafted with you, the diaspora, in mind. Not only was the location Montego Bay selected from working with members such as Nathaniel and Shamaya, who are here from the Global Jamaica Diaspora Council and Diaspora Youth Council, but we also took into consideration the theme working with Jamaicans from Africa, Asia, Australia, Western Europe, the UK, the Americas, and so forth. So it truly has been a concerted effort by all members represented from the diaspora. This also includes the topics. So key amongst the topics, as I've indicated, trade and investment, healthcare reform, education reform, agriculture, and others. These are some of the discussions that we will be having with you. Science and technology also plays a very key role. So one of the most interesting things about Jamaica's growth and development, when we speak about the upskill of the labor force, this also naturally includes the specific use of technology. So last year, our Prime Minister did what most other countries have not done, appointed a minister with portfolio responsibility for skills training and the digitization of our country, recognizing that we must equip the youth of Jamaica. We must empower and invest in our human capital to ensure that they have the requisite skills for the jobs for tomorrow. And so there will also be great discussion on technology and technological advancements taking place and how you can also invest or contribute to the technological advancements taking place in Jamaica or other means of innovation. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to also indicate that at the conference, we start with a church service. We will also be featuring the Governor General's Award for Excellence to honor diasporans who have worked hard and made significant contributions to their communities here in the UK and elsewhere across the diaspora. You would have also heard our chair speak about the marketplace and the government at your service. So another thing that we're very proud of is that right here at the British High Commission, you can get your citizenship application sorted out. You can get a Jamaican passport. So those of you living in the UK, whether you or perhaps your children who want to represent Jamaica, you want to play for the Reggae Boys, you want to run beside Shelley and Fraser Price, you can sort out your citizenship application. And we're doing some of these programs, government at your service, right there at the conference in June. So if your passport taking too long right here, or well, not your passport because you may be able to fly, come to Jamaica. But if you have friends and family members, yes, who might have a little difficulty here getting the service as fast as they want to, we are going to be fast tracking some of those services right there at the marketplace, government at your service, right there in Jamaica. So there offers also huge networking opportunities. And of course, you get to liaise with the most honorable Prime Minister, Andrew Holness, who will be giving his main remarks on Tuesday, the 20th. Tuesday the 17th at the conference. Our day of service on the 20th also offers an amazing opportunity for some of you to give back to, whether it's your alma mater, you know, whether it's your old church, whether it's your old community. So you can go to Jamaica and invest in those or just do a day of service, whether to renovate, sweep up, donate some books, donate computers, laptops, and so forth. We'll be looking forward to that. As well as a big plus this year is that I'm pleased to share with you that participants, community groups who want to participate in the day of service, please let us know in advance so that we can liaise with the Jamaica Custom Agencies, who is also our partner in the conference, so that we can work out special discounts and all these wonderful things to facilitate the smooth entry of the goods that you will be taking with you for the day of service. And finally, I just want to say, let this be the best of 10. Let us continue to work together towards truly transforming Jamaica into the place of choice for us to live, work, do business, and raise families. And I must tell you all, I say this every time I visit the diaspora, a successful Jamaica where everyone is gainfully employed and where everyone is making some good money, it means that nobody now go call on the phone in the diaspora and they're going to send local Western Union, they're going to send the MoneyGram, telling them to send the wire transfer through VN or through VM or JN, etc. Because guess what? They are making money back home. So a successful Jamaica is a win for all of us. We must continue to push against the negative agenda of self-serving persons who claim that they want to see Jamaica succeed when all their interest is their own personal selfish gains. We must push against that. For united we stand, and together we will work towards a transformed Jamaica that focuses on peace, productivity, and the empowerment of our youth and entire citizens. I thank you all and look forward to welcoming everybody back to Jamaica come June 16th to 19th with our day of service on the 20th. I thank you for your time.
In the heart of the Caribbean, a call echoes across the globe, a call for a momentous homecoming. This June 16 to 19, join us in Montego Bay for the 10th Biennial Jamaica Diaspora Conference. Jamaica extends a warm invitation to its global family for a gathering like no other to foster dialogue, development, and cultural immersion. This first in-person forum in 5 years offers a unique opportunity to explore innovative solutions for national development and to forge strategic alliances. We will address vital topics at the intersection of Jamaica's progress and the unique experiences of its global community. This conference is more than just a meeting. It's a melting pot of ideas and action. Born from an initiative in 1993, this gathering has evolved into a powerful movement that shapes Jamaica's policies and development strategies. From promoting investments to fostering heritage pride, the conference is a testament to Jamaica's proactive approach to engaging its diaspora. While at the conference, take advantage of fast-tracked government services exclusively for attendees. Plan and execute a Diaspora Day of Service activity in a community of your choice. Reconnect with our roots, network, explore business and development opportunities, and re-establish connections, all while savoring local cuisine. Our goal is action. We're not just talking, we're planning, executing, and growing together. Join us as we write the next chapter in Jamaica's story, one of unity, innovation, and collective growth. Register now at diasporaconferenceja.eventbrite.com. Don't miss out. Our early bird special of $160 for 3 days ends May 15. The 10th Biennial Jamaica Diaspora Conference, united for Jamaica's transformation, fostering peace, productivity, and youth empowerment.
Thank you, Minister Terrelonge. I think you forgot the phone credit. But ladies and gentlemen, may I invite you to take out your pens and your papers, your tablets, your telephones, as we are about to hear from our project manager for the Diaspora Conference, Ms. Lisan Ogilvie, principal of the Caribbean Events Group. She will be doing a presentation on registration and conference partnership opportunities. She will be joining us virtually.
Thank you so much. His Excellency Arthur Williams,
Deputy High Commissioner Laird Grant, our Minister of State, the Honorable Orlando Terrelonge, all gathered guests, welcome and thank you for having me today. Like many of you, a lot of my family members traveled to the United Kingdom during the vibrant Windrush era, carrying the spirit of Jamaica, our homeland, across the seas. And this journey has really woven a tapestry of stories and connections that just bind us no matter where we live, no matter where we reside. And this guides the process that I'm charged with as I work with the ministries, the departments, the agencies, all of the various stakeholders in pulling together this national event. It is an event to engage with our diaspora. We take it very, very seriously as we co-create the various aspects of the program. And I'm very happy to be able to share a little bit about what we have planned this year. So in terms of our, one moment, please. I'm not seeing the slides coming up. Theo, could you help me here? Thank you so much. Right, so we start off by looking back a little bit. I kind of want to just set the tone and the context for why we're doing all of what we do. It's a fact that we perhaps have more Jamaicans around the world than in Jamaica. They represent a significant proportion of Jamaica's population globally. The socioeconomic influence of the diaspora, remittances that has been spoken about so often this evening, investments, real estate, business development, the philanthropy and the community engagement. It is significant and it has a massive impact on Jamaicans at home. The cultural impact, our diaspora or cultural ambassadors promoting our music or food everywhere that we go. And so when we look at the Diaspora Conference, we take all of these things into consideration. We are targeting, as the minister said, 1,000 persons from the diaspora. We are focusing quite a bit on the diaspora dense locations, but it is a global invitation for Jamaicans abroad to come home, to meet with Jamaicans at home, and talk about our national development agenda. So what's new and different this year? It's our 10th edition. It's 20 years of diaspora engagement. And as the minister has said, or chairman has said, other speakers have said, we are really on the threshold of a new chapter in Jamaica's outreach to our Jamaicans living overseas. The heartbeat of this conference is that it's a homecoming. COVID kept us apart for 5 years, and it's really an invitation. Let's gather again, let's reconnect, let's engage, let's forge new alliances, new paths. Let's look forward through this conference. And we've also been looking at who we're talking to, because we recognize that our second, third, and fourth generation persons of Jamaican descent, for example, they have a deep affinity for Jamaica. They may not have very close ties to Jamaica, but it resonates with them and they want those connections. So we've reached out to the second, third, and fourth generation. We're reaching out to our traditional attendees. We certainly can't ignore our traditional attendees, young professionals, entrepreneurs, business leaders. And so we recognize it's not an homogenous group, that the diaspora is varying interests, whether it's philanthropy or creative. And so we have crafted a program, an overall conference experience that reflects the varied interest of the diaspora that we're inviting to gather with us in Montego Bay come June 16 to 19. So what's in store? So this is a quick summary of the program. So on Sunday, as the minister said, we have the church service. We'll be starting off things with aplomb, with an opening ceremony. And then there are 3 days of conference proceedings where we'll be having the substantive dialogue on a range of critical areas. And then we conclude everything with the Diaspora Day of Service, a moment that exemplifies the diaspora's contribution to Jamaica,
Members of the diaspora, of their own volition, whether individually or in groups, they come together, create their projects, and come home to execute them. It is heartwarming, it is amazing, it is impactful, it is just simply brilliant. And so another quick summary in terms of the overall activities, so you get a full sense of what it is that you will experience when you come home. So there's a program dialogue. It's of course going to be driven by our theme. It's going to be driven by our national development agenda. And of course, very specifically diaspora interests, because it's a dialogue. We're not talking at you. We're here to, we've brought us together with the intention of exchanging views and moving forward. We're going to be looking at the diaspora policy that was recently implemented and having conversations around that. We're Jamaicans. We're in a space together. We want that substantive dialogue. We want that serious aspect, but we also want that overlay of the culture and the vibe. So we're going to be having some daily hosts kind of threading together the program. Our marketplace, which is our business center, will be a very interactive space. As Chairman mentioned, 40 of the 50 booths are sold. And actually, whilst I was waiting to get onto the program, we got 3 more calls. And when persons are calling, they're not asking for a 1 booth. They're asking for, can we do a village? The Minister of Agriculture, for example, is doing an 8 booth village. The Minister of National Security. I mean, it's amazing the interest and the excitement around being a part of the program. Public sector, private sector. And very importantly, the chairman gave us a charge this year that we were to ensure that our outreach was significant into the diaspora, to encourage diaspora business to be a part of it. And we're very happy to report there was the update on Blue Maho Holdings. We also have other diaspora businesses who will be exhibiting in the marketplace. So that's a really exciting development that speaks to the uptake and the interest and the value of the conference for all concerned. The government at your service, now that is another major feature that has been a draw for a lot of persons. Essentially, a range of government services or public agencies set up shop at the conference and offer fast-track services over 3 days. You need a passport, it's in 3 days. You need your driver's license. You need to check your NHT. You need to sort business out with the tax admin. There are such a range of services that are available right there at your fingertips. So you can go and have the substantive dialogue. You can go and enjoy some cultural fare. You can go and take an excursion. You enjoy the evening activities put on by our legacy partners. And in addition to that, you do business with the government, and you ensure that you carry out all of these critical services that sometimes is a little difficult for you to carry through while you're overseas. I mentioned the cultural overlay, very, very important. As I said, we're Jamaicans. We have to be immersed in the vibe and the energy. And so the cultural entertainment and the Jamaican personalities, that will all be there. We'll be having some private meetings. And another very important area, persons have said, you know, what have you achieved out of these conferences? And I think it's very important. The ministry believes it's very important, or chairman does too, that we need to present a scorecard. So we're going to be looking back at the past 20 years to identify some of the areas where the achievements are very clear, visible, real. So we share and have discussions around that. Our church service, the chairman also mentioned, and our special events, our opening ceremony, our legacy partners, Grace, GK Group, VM Group, and JN Group. Each evening they'll be putting on an amazing fair, and I'm really looking forward to that. It's always an extravaganza from the 3 of them. The awards mentioned, the minister mentioned the Governor General's Diaspora Awards. There's also been another award that has been introduced, which is looking back at the 10 stagings of the conference and recognizing individuals and organizations for their contribution. In keeping with our agenda that focuses, in addition to community development and other areas of development, there is a focus too on being really substantive and to facilitate business and investment. We have work through a partnership with JAMPRO that speaks to really targeting persons who have an interest in various areas. And we'll be having, in addition to a number of other activations, a series of power breakfasts where we can interrogate a little more closely with target participants, specific sector-specific investment and growth. So we have really looked overall at the experience of the conference and have tried to ensure that we delivered an experience that was rich, that was informed, that is substantive, and that will resonate with the members of the diaspora. And I'm hoping that everybody in the room here, having heard the minister, having heard our partners and the chairman, will be jumping on to register immediately after we're finished here. And we mentioned also the Diaspora Day of Service, a very critical activation, a very exciting one where the projects are being done, in various parts of the island. We have gone to Montego Bay, so I suspect that a lot of the projects will be concentrated in that area, but nonetheless, the impact remains the same. So in terms of our partnerships, it was mentioned, all of our partners, and I just wanted to give a visual of the caliber partnerships that we have been able to forge for the Diaspora Conference for this year, 2024. Public sector, private sector have come together to put their money where their mouth is and to ensure that to help us to deliver a conference that is of national standing and that will resonate with the members of the diaspora we are inviting to be a part of the program. So this is a rendition of our marketplace. It is a wonderful facility at the Mobay Convention Center. There'll be a mix of the public sector, the private sector, local and diaspora, as mentioned before. And we're looking forward to the executions by all our partners as they creatively present their products, their services. It's going to be the hub of the conference as it relates to doing business, networking, learning more about opportunities that can be explored, making connections. It's going to be a phenomenal experience. In a little while, we'll be sharing on our platform a number of the participants who have confirmed exhibiting in the marketplace, and you'll get a sense of the breadth of involvement that has been achieved for this year's staging. The government at your service that was touched on before, 13 agencies and plans are moving apace. What we've done in terms of the execution of this conference, we set up subcommittees. So there is room for input and collective decision-making and the input of private sector, public sector, and individuals in the framing and delivering of the program. And the Government at Your Service program is a very special one. The agencies go all out to ensure that they can be responsive and that they deliver on the services that we know that the members of the diaspora are particularly interested in taking advantage of. So how to register? You've heard it a number of times, very simple. Diaspora Conference JA registration is also another option that you have, bit.ly/Diaspora Conference JA registration, or diasporaconferenceja.eventbrite.com. And you're looking right now at a QR code. I invite you, if you have your phones, you can actually scan right this minute, and it will take you straight to the site, and you can actually do a little exploration and see what's there. We have details about our agenda. We have details about our hotel partners. You can actually book your hotel. And of course, you have the opportunity to purchase your registration, to pay for your registration at our early bird rates. It's only $160 over 3 days. And in that package, it includes your conference tote, luncheon and coffee breaks every day, the discussions and the exposure and the involvement in the marketplace. There is so much there available for you. But if you are interested in partnering with the conference, there are some opportunities that are available for members of the diaspora in the UK. We have our conference magazine, which you can advertise in. We do have some spaces left in the marketplace. And our conference prospectus is actually on the site. So you can actually click on it, download, and then very easily you can click on the registration or the commitment form, which also opens up easily from the prospectus, and make your commitment. It's that simple. So we have tried to craft an experience, as I've said before, that was in keeping with the interests of the diaspora, that was commensurate with a national undertaking. And we are looking forward to having members of the diaspora from the UK coming in your numbers, contributing to the conversation, and really helping us to move the needle forward as we focus on Jamaica's transformation. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you to Ms. Lisa Ann Ogilvie. Now it is time for us to hear from you in the audience, as well as those who have joined us online. And so we're going to be moving into our Q&A segment, and the Q&A segment will be facilitated by Mrs. Ariel Bowen, Undersecretary for the Diaspora Protocol and Consular Affairs Division of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade. Mrs. Bowen will be joining us virtually. Mrs. Bowen, are you there?
Much, DHC, Laird Grant. Let me know when you're ready for us. We're happy to join you.
Thank you. And so the questions will be fielded by Mrs. Vivine Sivapragazim, who is our Community Relations Officer here at the Jamaican High Commission.
So while Ms. Siva sources the questions, let me take the opportunity to say good night. It's great to be joining you from very sunny Jamaica. I have the team here with me. Sitting across from me is Mr. Lloyd Wilkes, who is the Director for the Diaspora Affairs Department. We have Mr. Vonroy Rochester beside him, and then we have Ms. Weller, who is also very good to see you, Minister. I hope your trip has been going well so far, and High Commissioner, of course. We are here and very pleased to hear the questions that the team will be sharing with us from the persons who are there participating in this important launch activity. So we're very happy to answer any questions that you may have.
Thank you, Mrs. Bowen. There seems to be a bit of feedback, so if the technical folks in Capitol could deal with that matter for us in the interim while we take our first question from the audience.
First question is from Joy from the Jamaica Hospital League of Friends.
Good evening. I just wanted to know what are the main goals of this year's conference in Jamaica?
The question is, what are the main goals of this year's conference in Jamaica?
Thank you very much, Madam Joy, for your question. So this year is the 10th anniversary of the Diaspora Conferences. And so we have a very, I don't want to say extensive, but we'll have a very interesting and exciting areas of focus that we want to talk about. As you know, this is really meant to be a partnership between Jamaica and the diaspora. So what we do is we listen to you, the diaspora, to see what are some of the issues that you want a conference such as the Diaspora Conference to address. So we know, for example, that persons are very interested to know what are some of the investment opportunities that Jamaica will provide. And so because we know that that has always been an issue, persons want to know if they have some funds set aside in there where they are and they want to be able to make better use of it. Maybe you're not getting much interest rates from where you are, but there are opportunities in Jamaica that you can explore simply because we have higher investment rates offered by our financial institutions. Or maybe it is that there are properties that you may want to purchase in Jamaica. Airbnb, for example, is a very thriving market, and there are persons who may want to come to Jamaica to see how they can inject their funds into these types of services that can have some really good returns. So that's one area. We also have been listening to the diaspora, and we know that some of you have talked about you want to see how the Jamaican government can assist you in addressing some of the issues that you have in your own jurisdictions. So for example, immigration. You may find that for persons who are new immigrants, you may find that there are issues in your location and you want to be able to talk about those issues. How can we help you to navigate some of the challenges that you're facing when you go abroad? We hope to be able to deal with that. And so it's really a partnership, issues that you want to talk about, as well as those sorts of issues that we can also help you to navigate where you are. When you come to Jamaica, you would have heard, of course, about the government at your service. We know that, for example, some of the second, third Jamaicans who are there want to become Jamaican citizens. And we welcome that wholeheartedly. I know, for example, I can speak about young persons who want to come to Jamaica. And if not come to Jamaica, you want to represent Jamaica in sporting activities, but you have to become a citizen of Jamaica in order to be able to do that. We are providing government at your service so that persons who may want to apply for their citizenship, they can fast track those applications right here. We are also looking at other government services that we can provide. Perhaps you want to be able to apply for your passports and you want to be able to do that during the time that you're here for the conference. Those can be fast tracked. Are you looking to have your expired Jamaican driver's licenses renewed? We're going to be able to provide all of that. So our government at your service will be able to respond to some of those immediate needs that you may have. And there are also the marketplace having various offerings. Maybe you want to get some artwork while you're here. So we are also looking to address a number of other issues, education, if it's philanthropy. I know that there are some persons with particular skills in the diaspora, whether it is in health or education, and you want to be able to have a conversation around those issues. We hope to be able to address all of those at the conference and more.
Thank you, Mrs. Bowen. Is there another question from the audience?
We have from Miss Angelia from the Angel Foundation.
Good evening. I need to ask a question. I visited Jamaica in January for 9 days to visit the Ministry of Education. So in September, I'm embarking with 5 skilled therapeutic educational specialists. So we're going to be attending Denontown, Vauxhall, Haile Selassie, and Haile Selassie High School and the Greater Portmore High School. So we're going to be doing a 3-day project in each school. So I just wanted to ask, with the diaspora, what could you support with to make it more effective? Because, we're talking about youth empowerment. And, since the COVID, especially in the high school, the students are going through different traumas and things like that. So we have been having Zoom meeting with the Ministry of Education. The team has been having Zoom meeting with the guidance counselor, and the program is already set up. So with the diaspora coming up in June, is there anything that you could support to make it effective, as part of the program? That's just what I wanted to ask.
Thank you, Ms. Christian. And I would invite both those posing the questions and those responding to the questions to try to be as concise, to the point, brief as possible. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much for that question. So what I like about your intervention, you are talking about how we can support you in helping some of these schools. And I hear the names of those that have being recognized as a non-traditional schools, and I'm really very happy to hear that you are trying to focus on these. Please do come to conference, and if it is that even ahead of you coming to conference, we can make some arrangements for you to be able to meet with the Ministry of Education and to put you in touch with the best possible persons who can assist you in making your interventions. We'll be more than happy to help you with that. There's also the mission right there. You're at the right place. Deputy High Commissioner, Ms. Taylor, you can always reach out to them and they can help to put you in touch with the right persons.
Thank you. Next question is from Mr. Corey Hyde, co-founder of Jamming UK.
Actually, I had passed my question on to a much younger person because I've aged out of that right now. So we're passing the baton on, right? But I don't see that young lady. Oh, she's there.
Hi, everyone. I'm Kimberly, and good evening from London. I believe that this conference is such a wonderful opportunity for Jamaica, and it's lovely to see you, Terrelonge, at the Ministry of, All right, so my question is, so we've heard so many possible opportunities for investment, and I'm curious what specific opportunities we have for sustainable development. For example, climate change, renewables, and that sort of stuff. I'm curious about how we can leverage the diaspora for building a resilient Jamaica. And I would love if, the government could give a specific portfolio of areas that they're thinking in this area.
Thank you.
Okay, and thank you again for that question. So the issue of climate change and its impact is one that is squarely an issue that the Ministry of Foreign Affairs has on its agenda. And the minister is there and can add so much more because he's also involved in many of the international conferences and so on that we have been a part of to address the issue of climate change. But again, from the perspective of the diaspora, we always want to hear what your perspectives are. What skill sets do you bring from your jurisdiction where you can influence the debates and discussion that we're having here at home? I know that the issue of climate change is one that our own legacy partners have raised and others that we could have on the agenda. We are still fleshing out the program, and we certainly expect to be able to deal with those issues. And of course, having your presence with us with your expertise, I think would be very valuable to us.
I'm sorry. Thank you for that, Ms. Bowen. Let me just indicate. Let me just indicate very briefly that the government obviously recognizes the importance of renewable energy. So we will have different programs being launched very, very soon. You will hear from the Prime Minister. You will hear from Minister Vaz as well, as it relates to renewables, focusing on solar energy, focusing on wind, hydro as well. One of the things that we've done recently is by the Mona Dam, you literally have floating panels now covering, which is generating huge wattage of clean energy. Our Prime Minister, along with the French President Macron, they sit together on one of these hybrid conferences, to secure funding as well for renewable energies and just to push that forward. So Jamaica takes its responsibility very, very seriously, in particular as a small island developing state, so obviously, we do sit on much of these international panels, again, to gain more focus on the importance of renewable energies for the benefit of small and developing states, which stand obviously to lose more if we don't take these things into consideration. So again, there will be what you call a prospectus and other things being issued in the near future. So between the Prime Minister and the Minister Vaz, they will be making the grand announcements. But again, we will be welcoming investors, as it relates to solar, wind, and hydro. Cheers.
Let me just give you some specific areas here in the blue economy. Fisheries, all right, protection of the different species that we have. We have pollution control. That's another area in which we need skills. We also need skills in beach protection and renewal. All right, so those are several areas I've just outlined where the Jamaican government could use specific expertise and for businesses to be established to deal with those particular areas.
Thank you, Minister and High Commissioner.
Madam Chair, may I just add something very quickly?
Please go ahead.
Which I think is germane to the question asked. Many of you will be familiar with Elizabeth Mullins-Smith, who is a member for the South attached to our mechanism for engagement. And she has demonstrated significant knowledge and resilience in climate change, and has in fact been selected in the past to represent the diaspora in the UK on a project, ended up in COP27, and our recommendations has actually been adopted by the government of the United Kingdom. And so as an example of how diaspora contributes to climate change discourse, she is among you, and I've done so very creditably. And of course, Elizabeth will be coming to conference, and we look forward to our continued collaboration. In the ministry responsible for climate change, there is in fact a focal point, and that focal point has been in direct alignment with members of the diaspora in carrying climate change amongst other matters forward. So we are on course, and we believe further development is coming, and we await your participation in full.
Thank you, Mr. Wilkes. Any additional questions? Are there any questions from the chat?
Yes.
Madam Chair?
Yes. Please go ahead, Mrs. Bowen.
Yes. There is a particular question that I wanted to address. Someone had asked about the question of Jamaica becoming a republic. And I just want to say, I understand that this would be of particular interest to persons in the UK, because you know what that means for you. And just to say that that issue is one that is a part of the wider issue of constitutional reform, which is taking place in Jamaica now. As you know, there is a whole ministry around this particular issue with the minister in charge there, Minister Mallow Fort. And we know how important this whole issue is, not only for Jamaicans who are here in Jamaica, but also for the diasporans. And so we have ensured that this is going to be a part of the discussions that will take place at the diaspora conference. They are very much in tune and want to be able to hear from the diasporans as well on this area of interest to them. So rest assured that we will have a discussion around constitutional reform as a part of the conference.
Thank you, Mrs. Bowen. I think this wraps up our question and answer segment, and I will now invite Mr. Travis Barrett, First Secretary with responsibility for bilateral affairs at the Jamaican High Commission, to give you our vote of thanks.
The Honorable Orlando Terrelonge, His Excellency Alexander Williams, Mr. Courtney Campbell, representatives from Legacy and Platinum Partners, sponsors, Global Diaspora Council representatives, team from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and the Foreign Trade, and team here at the Jamaican High Commission, multimedia partners, ladies and gentlemen, joining here and virtually, good evening to you all. On behalf of the Jamaican High Commission, I am delighted to extend heartfelt gratitude to each of you who joined us for this virtual satellite launch of the 10th Biennial Jamaica Diaspora Conference. Your presence, engagement, and unwavering support have truly ensured the success of this event. A special thank you to Minister Terrelonge for his unwavering support and commitment to the Jamaican diaspora. We are truly grateful for your ongoing advocacy and leadership, Minister. We're equally grateful We are equally grateful to our esteemed partners, sponsors, and stakeholders for their invaluable contribution, without which this event would not have been possible. Your dedication to fostering connections, promoting collaboration, and advancing the interests of the Jamaican diaspora community is commendable. As we embark on strengthening our bonds, harnessing our collective potential, and shaping the future of the Jamaican diaspora, let us carry forward as the spirit of unity and resilience that define us as a community. We look forward to welcoming you back to your beautiful island home for the 10th Biennial Jamaica Diaspora Conference in Montego Bay from 16th to 19th June 2024, where together we will be united for Jamaica's transformation, fostering peace, productivity, and youth engagement. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening. Welcome to the Mekwe Talk program right here on the Mekwe Talk YouTube channel. Join us this evening with a panel of Dr. Rupert Francis, Dr. Karen Dunkley, Mr. Herb Nelson Jr., Mr. Wilfred Radigan, and yours truly, Jeffrey Tavares. And our topic will be the real diaspora, the way forward. That's at this evening at 7 p.m. Sorry, this evening at 8 p.m. US time, 7 p.m. Jamaica time. That's 7 p.m. Jamaica time, 8 p.m. US time. Join us as we discuss diaspora, the way forward. Join Wilfred Radigan, Herb Nelson Jr., Dr. Karen Dunkley, Jeffrey Tavares, Dr. Rupert Francis. They will be on the Mekwe Talk program this evening, the real diaspora, the way forward. Join us then. Until you hear our voice again, may God bless you. May God bless Jamaica land we love. Remember to like, share, and subscribe to the Mekwe Talk Jeffrey Tavares YouTube channel. Have a great evening, everyone. See you later.